Today we're making a song from mostly scratch on the Synthstrom Deluge. So before we get started today, I just wanted to give a big shout out and a thank you to everybody who's been watching these videos. I'm glad you're finding value in it. We've been getting a ton of subs. We've been getting a lot of great feedback and comments, and I really value your feedback. I really appreciate it. It helps me get better at doing these because, to be honest with you, it's still awkward as all hell. If you have questions, if you have comments, feedback, whatever, definitely hit me in the comments. We reply to everything. Like I said, I really value it. For all the new people, I did want to say, Oakland Ghost is first and foremost a band. So if you haven't checked us out, we're on Spotify, we're on Apple Music. We've been releasing little 2 to 3 song EPs every 2 to 3 months for like the last year. We're still pretty new, but if you like what we're doing here, chances are you're going to like that stuff too. And it'd really help us out if you gave us a like, gave us a follow, and, kept listening to the music. We are planning on releasing a Song Sketches Volume 1 album of all the songs we've been making on the Deluge very soon as well. So there's something else to look for. Of course, you can find that here. We have a playlist. The other thing I wanted to mention is if you're not sure exactly what these videos are all about, just a quick kind of rundown. There's tons of channels out there and better videos for how to, the technical aspects of how to use the Deluge. My videos are a little more about letting you ride shotgun as I just work through my creative process and try to make songs. I'm not making throwaway beats for the sake of content. Every single one of these songs has turned into a more fleshed out song. I link it in the videos. It's in the Song Sketch series playlist, which is all songs that we've made on the Deluge. So let's dive into what we're going to do today. We're going to make a song from scratch. So I mentioned in early videos, I'm usually in one of 3 boats. Boat 1, I have an idea, whether it's a riff or a beat or something, and I'm just going to dive in because I already got an idea. Boat 2, I kind of scroll through what I call song starters, and those are just songs that I started here and kind of got stuck on, didn't know what to do with, saved them because they felt like they had potential. Boat 3, I have no fucking clue what I'm going to do, and I'm just going to start making something and see what happens. Now, I think what I'd like to do today, for the sake of time, is dive into boat 2, because I do have quite a few. I'm starting to get a backlog of song starters, and I don't like to keep them for too long. So let's take a look and see if any of those kind of jog something creative, see what happens. All right, so let's peek in the library, see what we got. This one's called Bad Robot. Sure, let's check it out, see what it sounds like. That's the bass. Let's turn that off for a minute. Oh, that's better. What else do we got in here? I think there's some potential in that one. I think that bass line is what's not working on that. So if we do that one, I think the first thing we're going to want to do is dig into that bass line and see what we can make better. See what else we got. Yeah. That's kind of cool too, but I don't think that's my vibe today. That one's just feeling a little hard. And I don't mean hard as in difficult, I just mean it's coming at me hard. This one's interesting. This is one of the first songs I actually wrote on when I got the Deluge. And there's definitely something cool about it. I don't know where I would go from here. To be honest with you, this one feels to me like one I'd want to bring the whole live band in on. I feel like it needs live drums. And it's got kind of a folksy kind of vibe to it, like the Lumineers or something like that. Yeah, I don't think that's one to work on, but there's definitely something there. I keep coming back to that one. I just haven't been able to figure out what I want to do yet. What else do I got? Let's see. I name these things such stupid things that I just don't even know if it's something I've already finished off. Sounds pretty cool. Kind of reminds me of Washed Out, like the Portlandia theme song. Like if you kill that lead melody. Oh, that's not it. That's kind of interesting. That's a possibility. It's all right, but I don't think I'm feeling that one either. Oh yeah, this is another one similar to that other one. This is one of the early songs I wrote. There's something pretty about it, but I'm just not sure where to go with it yet. Maybe. It's a possibility. What do we got here? Alright, this is pretty dope. Kind of looking at the different parts, seeing what I got here. I think this is bass probably. This one's pretty cool. We might have to come back to that one. I think that one and the first one that I was looking at are what's grabbing my attention the most right now. And it's kind of dope too. And the thing about the last one is that I feel like that's the last 2 or 3 I've made are kind of in that vein. So I kind of want to do something a little different. What's this guy? Just a beat. Cool beat though. Pretty dope beat. That's basically a blank slate. That's just a beat, right? It's kind of fun. Sure. Okay. That's fun. I don't know if that's my jam today, but it's kind of cool. What's this one? It's kind of pretty. Alright, okay, I think that's everything that we've gone through. So I've narrowed it down to 2. I think it's either going to be that kind of trip-hoppy one or it's going to be this one. Let's just listen to this one more time. So I definitely don't like that bass. So I would definitely fix that. All right, so it's either going to be this song. I'm just going to listen one more time to, what was it called? Like, I think it was this one. It's either going to be that one or this one. God, I like them both. I think I'm going to do this one. And I know it kind of sounds like the last two that I already did, but I don't give a shit. I like it. I'm feeling it today. It's got a nice groove to it. So in this kind of situation, I mean, I've got a pretty good bass here. I've got a weird atmospheric thing. I've got my sequenced beat. I believe this is probably just the sample on top. Let's mute it real quick and we could be tell. Here, let's take a look. So I've already sequenced my beat. And then I think I've got it resampled on top. Then a little more crunchy. That's probably just a sample. Yeah, it's just a sample that I got. And then I just sequenced on top. I do that a lot. Okay. And then we got our bass. What sound am I using? Yeah. Figures I'm using that one. That's like my favorite bass that I got. It's a sample of a mini Moog. Very nice. And then I think we got some weird chords. What's this from? Yeah, this looks like this is probably from the Rust pack from Rephaser. Just kind of spooky, you know? You play that together with the bass and it's so nice. Okay, cool. And then we got, now let's check. We got, this is, okay, yeah, this is a pretty famous Boards of Deluge patch. What I typically do here, right now I feel like there's a really good bass. We've got like kind of all the main, we got the main groove of the song, basically. So what I'm looking to do at this point is I'm trying to think, what are some counter melodies? What are some other parts that we can lay on top to kind of build the song out when we go to the arrangement phase? So what I'll typically do is I'll mute some of these things. Like I'll probably just keep the drums and the bass going, and I'll just ignore those other two things, which I already know work, and see if I can't find something that works on top of the bass. And then I'll kind of listen to it with the other parts too and see how everything kind of layers. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Let's go ahead and play with that Rust pack. I haven't played with it too much. I got it a while ago and I really like it, but I don't even know what key song. What is this in? This is in G. Probably G minor would be my guess. I mean, that's just kind of dope. So I think I'm gonna lay that in. It's just a simple little accent, but it might be a fun little something. Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's not much, but it's a little something. It probably works with these other things. Just turn it down a little bit. Let's go in here. Let's turn it down a little. This is probably something I would pan to one side, or I'd even randomize the pan so it gets really weird, but you can't do that because I got a mono out when I'm recording this stuff. But for now, sure, that's kind of cool. Let's see what else we can come up with. I think I'm gonna stick in that pack for now. Just because I haven't explored it that much, but it definitely so far feels like it has that vibe. It has the right vibe for this song, I think. Strings? Sure, I don't know. Kind of cool, but I don't know. Find a weird sound. Yeah, these patches are really good. Rephaser did a really good job of making them just sound great on the Deluge. His own multi-samples, and that's kind of weird. Something random different every time, which is fun sometimes, but I don't know if I could rely on that. I need something a little more melody driven. Close to something. There you go. That's what I was looking for. Yep, that's cool. Sure. Why don't we lay that in? Cool. think later I'll probably play around with the velocity a bit and just, you know, vary that up a little bit and make it a little more interesting. But as a line, it's kind of cool. See if it works with some of the other parts. I don't know if it actually works with that pad, but I don't think that matters because it could be a chorus part or just, you know, something that changes it up toward the end to add a little more interest. So it works with these parts. So the thing I'm looking for here is, I mean, ideally what I'd love is if all the parts can layer on top of each other, and, you know, because then ultimately you can play them all on top of each other and it just builds into something really cool. But they don't have to. They just have to layer on a couple different parts because, you know, when you're arranging the song, you're going to break it into different spots. You're going to do different things. You're going to, you know, it's nice to have variation like that because then it just feels like a different part of the song. It doesn't feel like it's the same song. I'm really interested in seeing how long I can milk, you know, basically one phrase. It's kind of an electronic music kind of thing a little more, but I'm trying to apply my pop sensibilities to it to where I can make it feel like it's different, even though it's really not. Like I can have the same bass line going through the same thing. I don't have to change it for the chorus if I don't want to. That's just something I'm kind of interested in. It feels like a puzzle to me. Okay, so let's see. For now, I think So I think what I'll probably do is I'll mute that one too. Let's see if I can come up with at least one more phrase. If I can come up with at least one more phrase, I feel like I'll have enough when I dive into the arrangement phase that I can start really digging around. And a lot of times when I get to the arrangement phase, it reveals parts that need to be written. So there might be something that I don't have yet. And that's when I'll be like, oh, okay, this section needs something different. But I like to have at least a good chunk of it done before I get in the arrangement phase. So I have a lot to play with. Just more, you know, more toys in the sandbox. So it looks like we're mostly making stuff out of the Rust pack today. Sure, let's go to ambient wind. This is probably definitely not something I want. It's kind of pretty though. Some of these kind of sounds are really cool like this. Like I like the sound. I don't like how little control I have over it though. Like I like that it's random, but I also hate that I can't be like, okay, stop being random now. Actually, you know what I'd like to do? Let's bring that pad in and see if we can write a melody on top of that pad. I think that would be nice. Then I'll have two defined parts. Multi-sample ones also tend to be a lot quieter, so sometimes I have to saturate them or something to get them volume level up. But I kind of like that. Okay, I'm just trying to figure out what that chord progression was on the bass line real quick. I think I'm gonna lay that in. I don't know if I'm gonna use it, but it's pretty cool. Okay, Got a loop on 4. Can see that I jacked these up a little early on that. It's just a couple little chord stabs. That's wrong. Right there. Yeah, like I said, I'm not sure I'm going to use that, but I want it in there. It's a nice little accent, and it might be something really helpful later. Okay, again, I just want to try to find a melody that I can lay on top. I don't really see any reason to veer away from this. So, you know, I'm going to go backwards and see. Sometimes I do that, you know. I think we tend to go forwards when we look at scrolling through libraries. So sometimes I like to go backwards to hit the ones I don't play as often. So sometimes, usually I'm playing, you'll probably notice, I normally play in the isometric keyboard and play my parts. Sometimes I do like to go in the piano roll and just kind of randomly place notes around and then see how it sounds and adjust them. And I'm starting to feel like that might be something to try here. See if I can't discover a melody I wouldn't have thought of. But I got to find a cool sound first. And pads are definitely not going to do it. See, like this kind of weird thing. Oh, and it's got all the delay on it. Yeah, this is the kind of thing that might be cool to try something like that. So all I'm going to do is just kind of, I'm going to stay within an octave maybe. The saturation so we can hear it a little better. I want solo it because I think see, all that weird delay is going to be kind of interesting, I think. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. Oof, gotta let all that delay just die for a second so I can hear the melody. I think that might be kind of cool. with that one. Let's try looper 1. I just want to try a different sound and see if it's a little clearer. It just works with that looper. Okay, well, let's keep it with the looper then. Is I'm going to make this one just play every 3 of 4, like this. Yeah, cool. I mean, I think we got a lot of cool parts here now. Let's see if we can just do a quick little arrangement. You know, I think I'm going to call it because we're starting to run long, but, you know, thanks again for joining me. I hope this is fun for everybody. It's fun for me. I'm gonna make these songs anyway, so there's no reason not to roll a camera, I guess. If you are enjoying it, do let me know. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. All that crap that, you know, stupid content creators are supposed to say. I really appreciate you joining. All right, let's see if we can arrange something. Dude, that looper is still going. That's wild. Okay, I think we're going to start with this.